Welcome to the unboxing video for the Dave Asprey Biohacking Box that's shipped quarterly. I'm gonna unbox it with you and tell you all about what's in there. All right, here we go. By now, I'm hoping you've already received yours, and if you haven't, it should be in the mail and arriving really, really soon. Got some cool stuff in this one. All right. Of course, you can get all this stuff explained to you, and you get a bunch of codes, things like that. But digging on all the good stuff. Do not get rid of your papers because there's a bunch of stuff that you can do, like basically stuff you can save money on that's really cool in there. All right, we're gonna start here. We've got the slingshots. Actually, this is the hip circle from Mark Bell, but it's made by his slingshot company. So Mark Bell has been on Bulletproof Radio. He's one of the strongest men on the planet. And he's got a couple of really cool things. You probably saw on the podcast, I was doing some push-ups with the thing that holds your shoulders together. This is something similar for your hips. And this is something that's designed to guide with hip and glute activation and dynamic warm-up before you exercise. What you do is you slip the band over your legs between your hips and your knees, and you do just various walking and movements. What it does, it turns on your hips and your butt muscles to warm them up for exercise, but it's definitely something that'll make your butt look good. It's a smarter, more effective thigh master, you could say. But it fixes your posture, it offsets quad dominance, which a lot of us get if we do a lot of squats, and it undoes damage from sitting in chairs for a long period of time. And this is like 2 levels of elastic. You can see it's a lot of stretch in here. So what you do is you put this thing on. I don't know if I'm going to do it here on camera because it's kind of a pain to stand up and refocus things. What you do is you basically put this around both legs like that, and then you stand, and it's really interesting to feel your muscles get activated. I've been really enjoying this and the other stuff that Mark makes. He was actually up here when we shot the thing live, so I got to post some of his toys. And I think you'll find his whole slingshot line is awesome. These are lightweight, things you can take with you. And if you sit all the time and you do this even once a day, you are going to see changes in how your low back feels. So this is one of those quick and easy hacks where there's no way you would do this even in like a yoga class or something to get that external pushing that happens when you're able to stretch this. So I really appreciate being able to use one of these things, and I really like it, and I hope that you also do. Mark has several other things like this that are totally worth doing, and in addition to getting this, which is worth $25, you get 10% off anything else on his site with a coupon code on the card. So if you want to try some other stuff, cool. If not, you're gonna enjoy this. You'll see the first time you try it. Next up, let's see what we've got. I don't know the order of all the things I have in here. So this is I'm going to scroll to my notes for this one. Yoga Body Awesome Toes. Check this thing out. And this is something that I dearly love because all of us have screwed up toes. You have size 16 feet like I do. You have even more screwed up toes. And what these are is little, these are silicone if I'm recognizing the material right. And you slip these over your toes, and what they'll do is they'll take your toes and spread them out. And because I have long toes and these giant feet, I always have toes that are kind of crunched together. And I started playing around with this kind of stuff when I got into yoga maybe 15 years ago. And for a while I slept with these things on my toes to just allow my feet to spread out, and my foot pain has gone down by like 90%. It makes a huge difference. You're actually realigning the bones in your toe. So these are corrective spacers, and they just stretch your feet. You can walk in them. They relieve stress and tension if you wear high heels, like I do on weekends. Oh wait, I don't. But if you wear high heels and or even just uncomfortable dress shoes for men, what you'll find is that your toes get all mashed together. This fixes that. You can wear these when you walk around during the house. You can actually wear them when you're doing like forward folds, any kind of yoga posture. And I actually will just tell you, sleep with these things on your toes for a couple months, and you won't even believe how good your feet feel. And these things are easy to wash because, well, they go on your toes. And you get 2 different sizes for different size feet. I'm holding up the small ones. In here you get the large ones. This is also worth $25. It's enough for you and probably someone else in your family. That's the large one right there. and it comes in a nice wooden box. Why you need a wooden box to hold your yoga toes, I'm not really sure, but the wooden box is kind of cool in and of itself. Important thing is, put these on your toes, you are going to like how you feel. All right, next up. The Gripmaster Pro Hands. This is one of the coolest and most effective hand exercisers and grip trainers on the market. And what you do is you exercise your whole hand and each finger individually. So I'll just open this for you. These were originally designed for athletes and musicians, but if you type or do anything with your hands, you're going to find an improvement in the fine muscles there. It changes your brain as well. The interesting thing there is you have a ton of nerves in your feet and your hands, so you get a better sense of proprioception when you do that. So most grip strength trainers are, you just do this, but what's cool about this one is you can do one finger at a time. And when you do that, you can sit there at your desk. It's a lot better than a fidget spinner. And what you find is that your brain rewires in a certain way, but more effectively, just having grip strength, if that's the only exercise you do when you travel, it actually changes your whole arm, your whole muscle activation. So I actually really appreciate being able to do this. I keep this by my desk, which is kind of cool. And just, you're on a phone call, you just start kind of messing around with it. And over time, you get stronger and you get more connectivity from your brain to your hands, which is really neat. These run about $15, so you got that value in there. And there are a bunch of other hand exercise programs. There's a coupon in the box for 25% off anything else you want to get from the website. But I can tell you, toes and hands, you wouldn't believe what happens neurologically when you focus on those areas that have small muscles but tons of nerves, and it's totally worth your time to just play around with this when you're doing something else anyway. All right, now for the big deal, Biohacking Tools series from Biohacked. This is a TENS unit with a retail value of $85. And electrical stimulation was first used, believe this or not, by Pliny the Elder, who used electric eels for migraines and pain way back in ancient Greece. If you read the Bulletproof Diet, if you look at the acknowledgements section, I actually thanked Pliny the Elder because electrical stimulation is incredibly cool. It has a direct effect on your mitochondria and on blood flow in the body, which is super cool. And TENS devices have been used since the 70s. And what this one does, it runs a small pulse current across your nerves. It reduces the perception of pain and releases endorphins. So you get the natural pain-killing effect. If you've never had a chance to play around with TENS, this is your chance to do it, which is kind of cool. You may find that, there we go. Some of the translation here is kind of funny because the user manual originally was written in China. I would say we didn't nail the translation fully, but I can tell you we nailed the acupuncture treatment points guide that's in here. So what you do is you affix the electrodes to different parts of your body according to what you want to do, and on the back we actually tell you, all right, this acupuncture point is associated with these things that you can address in your body. So this is a broad spectrum way to treat pain, discomfort, or just to make your muscles relax. And of course, you can control it with your mobile device, which is kind of a cool deal. So enjoy this. It's really easy to use, and I think if you've never tried TENS, you've never had your own TENS, your ability to do this, you'll find this is lightweight, simple, easy to use. My first TENS unit was like this big, and it took like a dozen D batteries, and it didn't work very well. That was years and years ago. They've become very lightweight, very functional, and this is a good way for you to get access to that. Anything that hurts, try it, and you'll be amazed at the difference. Next up, since we're doing some other cool stuff around electrical stuff, right now we've done our hands and our feet, and now it's time for some grounding. Let me find this next thing. This is grounding jelly. And grounding jelly is by Earth-Based Body. The retail value is $49 on this stuff. It is the first product engineered to increase grounding connectivity between you and the earth. And it puts a layer of ionic silver on your feet. And as a Biohacked Box subscriber, you're the first to get access to this. This stuff just came out on the market and they're launching it now. It's based on aloe vera, but it's got the ions of silver in it that basically make you conduct the electricity better. So if you want to do earthing, but your feet are dry, you're going to carry a lot less electrons. So this is kind of a brilliant idea that's like, wait a minute, this is definitely a problem. You're on a surface like cement or an area that doesn't have super strong conductivity like a wet beach, but you'd still like to drop the electrical charge from your body. You can rub this stuff on your feet and it's going to work. It's also scented with wildcrafted essential oils, which can boost your mood. There's a bunch of acupuncture points on your it's on your feet. It's also got Himalayan crystal salts and a few other minerals, which nourish your skin and also just increase the electron flow. So you'll find, smear the stuff on your feet, walk around outside or even inside if you've got some conductive surfaces, and you can get your earthing done more quickly, which is kind of cool. And you're the first out there to get access to this stuff. I think it's a really neat idea, and I've enjoyed playing around with it. You also get in here a yoga program from Dean Pullman at Manflow Yoga, which has a retail value of $35. Yoga is one of the great exercise practices that I think everyone can benefit from. I don't do yoga every day or even every week right now, but I did yoga for 5 times a week for 5 years, and I can still put my ankles behind my head, and just the level of fine-grained muscular control that comes from having a regular yoga practice is really cool. And anytime I get a chance to drop in on a yoga class, I do. It's just not as regular as I'd like it to be, mostly because where I live isn't very close to a yoga studio. When I travel, I'll do yoga, and it's something that's neat. You can do it at home very easily with this kind of DVD thing. Well, it's not even a DVD, it's an online program, which is better. And Dean is cool because he's a longtime Bulletproof ambassador and a total yoga badass. And his program is called Goo Yoga, and it's number 4 on Amazon's best-selling fitness and exercise DVD list. And, well, I said Goo Yoga. You could also call it Guy Yoga, but I like the more Eastern perspective on that. Anyway, it's not just for guys. And Dean built the program as a practical fitness yoga series. So if you're new to yoga, cool. But if you're relatively advanced, it's got enough in it for you. And when you subscribe to it, you get digital access to the online programs as well. But the cool thing is, if you've never tried yoga, or you just want something like what I'm just talking about, you want to be able to do yoga, but you're not going to drop in on a class, the ability to have quality training on video really makes a difference. So I've been known to fire this up in my living room, even with my kids on occasion, and just play around with it. So there you go. Chance to do some yoga, chance to spread your toes, spread your fingers. Turns out when you're doing yoga right, the way you place your hands when you go to down dog really matters. Are your fingers spread? Are all parts of your fingers on the floor? So there's all these fine-grained things that I was completely clueless on until I really developed enough of a practice. And what I found is it changed my body awareness, which changes your brain and changes the whole way you interact with the world. So it's kind of a cool thing here. You're going to be better grounded. You're going to be able to activate your hips and your butt. A lot of movement stuff in this box, worth substantially more than the $99 cost of the box. There's also a couple other neat toys that are golden tickets for you. And the way golden tickets work is we randomly distribute these tickets into the boxes where you get something that that everyone else doesn't get. So it's kind of like winning a drawing or something like that. But it provides the opportunity for everyone to get a meaningful discount on the stuff. One of the things that I'm really intrigued by is the Hyper Ice Sphere. You've all seen, in fact, I've sent out stuff from Kelly Starrett where you can do essentially breaking up muscle with a ball. What this thing does, though, is pretty cool. It's rechargeable, and I'll turn it on. And it actually vibrates. I don't know if you can see that thing vibrate. But if you're going to do like self-massage, you put this thing behind you in this heavy, good quality ball, and my voice is all vibrating. It totally like deep massages and breaks up muscles in a way that's very noticeable. It's a super grippy surface. Hyper Ice makes a bunch of other recovery and movement enhancement things, and vibration, compression, and temperature are the big things they play with. So super biohacking oriented. They call this self-myofascial release, and it vibrates at 3 levels of intensity. I have it on the small one now. And the vibration releases trigger points and knots very, very quickly, and it can activate underactive areas in the muscle. In fact, if you saw the podcast with Mike Hoban, we talked about like turning on your hip flexors by vibrating or by pushing a spot right by your navel. You can actually do this there. I've been playing around with that as well. It's neat. It has a dual exterior shell with silicone gripping on it for better control. And because you're a Biohacking Box subscriber, you get 30% off all the stuff. That's a very meaningful discount. And 6 lucky winners get one of these shipped to your house, which is remarkably cool. So if you deal with a lot of muscle pain, wow, I don't know if you can hear that, but it's kind of cool. And what you want to do is check that out. And if you win, cool. If you didn't win, you got a major discount on the stuff, and it's remarkably effective. Next up, we have one lucky winner of a $600 device, the Joovv Combo Mini. And I will show that to you right here. So I've been using red and infrared and sometimes violet lights going back to about 1998 when I got my first like brain stimulating light. And what these guys at Joovv have come up with is this, which gives you infrared and red light in a very, very powerful delivery system. So these are heavy duty lights, and you look like really cool when you do it. And what happens with this thing is photobiomodulation. There's tons of studies on PubMed about this, and it's one of those things that's really important. Controlling light is one of the reasons I started TrueDark. The company's mission is to solve the world's junk light problem. And one of the things you can do to improve your performance, your wound healing, decrease joint pain, muscle recovery after exercise, even thyroid health, weight loss, testosterone production, red and infrared light. So this is a very powerful light, and I think it's a good deal for $5.95 anyway, and one of you wins it, which is really, really cool. And you get a discount on the Joovv website for everyone else. So if you've been interested in doing this, this is the highest quality unit I found. It's got fans built in, it's a steel case. I don't think they recommend you stand on it, although I have done that. And what I found is ridiculously effective is I put it on the floor and I rest my feet on it. So like it basically gets all the blood flow in the bottom of the feet. And after about 5 minutes, you sort of feel warm throughout the body as the infrared and the red do what they do. Red contributes electrons to your electron transport chain or electron chain transport. And infrared changes the structure of water in your body, and the combination just feels great. These are 660 nanometer and 850 nanometer lights if you're into the different range. They actually have a range of sizes that go from these mini units to their full body max, which is a couple $1,000s. And what's cool about this, it's good for 50,000 hours of use, and the cooling really matters so it doesn't overheat and get hot. I would actually say it's, if anything, it's over-engineered, like the cooling fans look like it's some sort of data center equipment. So this is a truly bulletproof way of exposing yourself to the right spectrums of light to speed healing. You also can, and this isn't on their website, but there's good data about this stuff, you can actually put it on your head like this, which makes you look really cool. But it turns out that these frequencies of light are really, really good both for your brain, but for hair loss. So if you want to keep your hair healthy, you might just kind of lay down with this thing on your head, and you may find extra energy in your brain, and you may also find that your hair looks better when you do it over time. If nothing else, people will make fun of you endlessly for doing it. And hey, that's cool too. All right, it comes with a door hook, which is kind of neat, so you can adjust the height with a little pulley, and a programmable timer. So check out the website Joovv in order to get this. And one lucky winner already got one of these sent to your house. Everyone else, you get a big discount, which is also kind of part of the deal here. The way I look at this is that I'm going to deliver for you as much value as I can for your $99. And here I didn't add the total up, but not even counting the golden ticket stuff, you've got 35 and 49, that's 80, whatever, 84. And 85 and 15, so whatever, 160, 170. So we had about $200, probably about 220 it looks like, which is neat. So you got a bunch of these things, and if some of these are not for you, that's cool because it's Christmas time. So you're like, I don't want to do my my ability to spread my toes when I sleep, give it to someone who would. So I find a lot of people are able to take what they want and share the rest. On that note, I'm wishing you a very, very happy holiday. Thank you for subscribing to my box. I absolutely love curating and finding and playing with all these items and being able to share things with you that maybe you just haven't you haven't heard about, or that you wouldn't hear about, and get it to you for much less than it would cost otherwise. I would also suggest, if you have a friend that you really, really like, subscribe them to my quarterly Biohacking Box as a Christmas present, even if it's just for a quarter. It's pretty cool because instead of getting a present when everyone else gets a present, they'll get the present shipped to them later, which makes them kind of stretch out that holiday feeling, which is neat. So if you'd consider doing that, I'd be grateful. In the meantime, I hope you enjoy all the new toys and that you like your new hands, your new feet, your new fingers, your new electrical grounding, your new hips and butt, and all the other stuff we put in the box. Have an awesome day.